driving?
I am driving, guys, and we are on our way to WA. So we have a few more hours to go until we cross the WA border. So we're actually going to stop soon. We have about an hour to go to our campsite, and in the morning we'll have another maybe two and a half hour drive over to the border, and then we're going to go to Lake Argyle, and we're going to go stay there for a couple of nights. But right now we're just waiting. I think they've got some road works, and they're going to escort us over the next section, they said. I feel like the queen. Reached 30k and a little roller, and we started this trip on 23. Maths, we have done 7k so far. We've only been on the road for less than 2 months.
We have just arrived at Timber Creek.
Saw your hair out.
We're at Timber Creek. We're about 3 hours away from the border. We have done our border passes. Not the fanciest campsite we've ever been to, but it'll do for a night's sleep. Time for some food.
I'm hungry.
Feed those little wormies in there.
I got worms.
Okay, day 2 on our Northern Territory WA border crossing vlog, and we are currently on the Victoria Highway, and I think it's about 200 kilometers from Timber Creek to Lake Argyle where we're going. We have got some fruit in the car which we have to eat before we get to the border, because you're not allowed to take any fresh fruit or produce, any vegetables or anything like that, not even honey. So yeah, we're going to get rid of anything that we have. But yeah, this morning we were at Timber Creek and we stayed at Wirrab Campground. Really nice, like brand new showers and bathrooms and stuff. And we're kind of in a privileged position right now because there's not many travellers around at the moment. It seems like, you know, they're few and far between. But there's a lot of money being poured into tourism because of this whole like pandemic, and the government is trying to stimulate tourism again and the economy. So there's a lot of grants being handed out. We're speaking to one of the guys working at Delago Resort, and they were saying that I think it's like if you put in 1/3, the government will match 2/3 of the cost of your renovations of your tourism accommodation or tour company, whatever. So if you're doing anything towards tourism, there's a lot of money to be handed out for grants. And yeah, I just feel like we're super lucky at the moment because we're getting everything that's in like great condition, brand new experiences, and there's not heaps of people like packing out all the tours. Anyway, we've got Charlotte behind the wheel again. We're driving through somewhere which looks like Monument Valley in Utah. I remember that from playing Ticket number 1, fighting on the Monument Valley landscape. It just looks so epic here. And we have these big rocks, massive boulders, and then like tabletops nearly. You can see the stratification of the rock, like where it's been uplifted, or I'm not sure. We'll have to find out more about the history of this place. But yeah, really cool landscape to drive through, and we have less than an hour to go to the border. Woo!
The WA border now, and they put all these cones here, so it's not very nice for the sign. But I'm going to collect my Polaroid still, which I'm going to do across Australia from all the states, and then we are going to go check into WA.
Woo!
Yay! Very excited to be in this state. We've heard so many great things. The border crossing, it was okay. They are a bit stricter than what we found in Northern Territory. They check your pantry, your fridge, to check you have no fresh produce or honey. That's something that Destination Defender, our friends on the road too, had to get rid of. They're a bit sad. It's confiscated. They nearly took our natural diffuser, but they didn't. Yeah, and they just checked your G2G pass, which you have to do now because of the pandemic. And they asked us where we'd been, and they wanted proof that we'd entered NT at least 14 days ago. Well, they wanted to see when we were last in Queensland. But NT right at the moment is a low risk area, so yeah, it was all good. And yeah, we're going to be here in WA for a little while because it is humongous. It's a massive state, there's so much to see and do. The coastline looks beautiful, but the first stop is Lake Argyle.
We are heading in towards Lake Argyle now. We're across the border, and this landscape is just incredible. It is like rocky, it's steep, there's big like outcrops, and yeah, it is really, really interesting, really unique, very Australian, and I'm excited to see what the lake is like.